What is a scientist? A scientist is a person who asks questions and tries different ways to answer them. Hannah wonders about fruits and vegetables. She's thinking, are there this many peas in every pea pod? A scientist learns from her senses. Cami and Tiara play with a mixture of water and cornstarch. They try to decide if it is a liquid or a solid. Tiara says when I squeeze it, it feels like a solid, but it drips like a liquid. A scientist notices details. Nate is examining the seeds inside vegetables. He sees that there are actually two kinds of seeds in the cucumber. The small ones are clear. A scientist draws what she sees. Samantha shows how two liquids mix. She notices the red drops beaded up inside the yellow liquid. A scientist writes about what happens. Tim is recording his observation. He notices that the checker and pencil landed at the same time, but the feather did not. A scientist makes comparisons by measuring. Amelia and Corey are measuring weights with balance scales. Amelia notices that this side of the balance is higher because it is lighter. Scientists must count exactly. Emily and Stuart count how many drops of water they can fit on a penny. Emily says she has put on 23 drops of water so far. Scientist looks at objects carefully to decide how to sort them. Zoe and her group are organizing the shoes and boots in different ways. Zoe thinks this boot is a little longer. A scientist designs experiments to test predictions. Jessie plants seeds at the top of one cup and the bottom of another. She thinks the seeds that she planted at the top will grow better than the ones at the bottom. A scientist experiments by trial and error. Nick uses a foam meat tray to make a flying object. He added a blob of clay and some paper clips on the front to make his meat tray fly further. A scientist thinks logically. Giovanni explains how she learned about the compass directions. When she rode home at the end of the day, the sun was going down over there, so that must be the west. A scientist keeps trying over and over. Charlie and Stuart try to build a tower as tall as possible. A scientist has fun. Jeff and Teresa experiment with water. They're trying to see if they can fill up the tube through these holes. A scientist is a person who does all of these things.